One of these sleeping positions slowly strains your neck, compresses your lower back, restricts your airway, and creates the exact stiffness and pain you wake up with every morning. And one of these helps your spine decompress, boosts circulation to your brain and joints, and allows your body to sink into the kind of deep, restorative sleep most seniors have not felt in years. And shockingly, recent sleep research shows that a surprising number of older adults are unknowingly spending the night in positions that work against their own comfort and healing. So in this episode, you will learn the precise sleep positions that protect your joints, calm your nervous system, support healthy aging, and help you finally wake up feeling rested again. Welcome back to the Senior Health Podcast, where East meets West to help you age with confidence. Today we explore why your sleep position matters more than ever after 60, and the simple adjustments that can help your body rest, repair, and wake up without stiffness. And to help us make sense of this, sitting across from me is Japan's oldest doctor, a man who has guided thousands of older adults toward healthier, more restorative sleep. Doctor, how important is this episode for the people listening today?
This episode is incredibly important, John, because most seniors never think about how their sleep position affects their body. Each night, the way you lie down can either support healing or quietly strain your spine, your airway, and your joints. Many people wake up in pain without realizing their posture is the cause.
I think this is the perfect moment for our listeners to pause for a second and think honestly about their own routine. Comment a 1 if you often wake up stiff or sore in the morning, and comment a 2 if you feel your sleep posture might already be affecting your comfort, and then please share with everyone how you sleep so we help each other out.
John, sleeping posture is one of the most overlooked issues in aging. As the neck, hips, and lower back grow more sensitive, the wrong position creates pressure the body cannot recover from overnight. It disrupts circulation, breathing, and the way the spine decompresses. Many seniors think this is just aging, but it does not have to be. That is why in this episode we will walk through the positions that reduce strain, improve airflow, and help the spine rest naturally, and we will also reveal the habits that quietly make stiffness worse. I recommend everyone to finish this episode so you can find the perfect sleeping posture for yourself.
This topic reminds me of a patient of mine, an older gentleman in his late 70s who had been waking up with sharp hip pain every morning. He believed it was arthritis, but the real cause was the way he curled one leg inward as he slept. Once we adjusted his pillow placement and aligned his hips, the pain almost disappeared. Within days, he told me he felt younger getting out of bed.
It is remarkable, John. When the body is supported properly during sleep, the joints soften, the breath steadies, and the nervous system finally gets a chance to rest. Even small changes can create a profound difference.
And that is exactly what I want to go into next before we break down the specific positions. Doctor, what is the very first thing someone needs to understand about how aging changes the way we should sleep?
The first thing people need to understand is that the aging body becomes less forgiving at night. The tissues that once adapted without effort now need a bit of guidance to stay comfortable. Don't get me wrong, it is not weakness. It is simply the body asking for a clearer path to rest.
That makes so much sense. I see so many patients who think stiffness is just fate, not something they can influence.
When we sleep, the spine is supposed to float in a neutral shape. The breath should move freely through the chest. But with age, small shifts in posture can tighten the back or narrow the airway without us realizing it. And this is why some positions help us heal overnight, while others quietly drain energy from the next day.
I hear that every week. People wake up confused, wondering why they feel older in the morning than they did the night before.
Well, the reassuring part is that the body responds quickly when you place it well. Even a gentle change in position can soften pressure and give the joints room to breathe again. And this is where we start, because one common position supports healing beautifully, and another makes recovery almost impossible.
I think many listeners are wondering which one they are using right now, and honestly, so am I. So, doctor, where do we start?
Let's start with the position that naturally supports the body, yet many seniors still do incorrectly, which we will discuss shortly. Now, when someone sleeps on their side, the airway opens, the breath moves with ease, and the spine settles into a gentle curve that protects the lower back. Even the heart benefits because circulation flows more freely when the body is not pressing on its own vessels. For many older adults, it can feel like the first deep sigh their body has taken in years.
Hearing you describe it like that makes me think of so many patients who say they breathe easier or feel lighter when they lie on their side. It is amazing how something so familiar can still hold so much healing potential.
Indeed, side sleeping even supports the brain at night. When the body relaxes in this position, the systems that clear waste from the brain work more efficiently, helping many seniors wake with more clarity. The hips and shoulders also feel less compressed because pressure spreads more gently across the body. I see many older adults experience fewer aches with this simple shift. The body naturally prefers positions that feel protective, and side sleeping is one of them.
It surprises me how many people tell me they wake up feeling calmer when they sleep this way. There is something grounding about it, almost like the body rests more completely.
That is because the side position lets the breath, the heart, and the spine work together without resistance. It is one of the few postures where aging tissues can relax instead of defend themselves, and that is why what I am about to explain next becomes so important for every listener.
You have my full attention now, because I think you are targeting on what you said earlier, that many seniors execute this position incorrectly. So tell me, doctor, what is it that most seniors do not realize about side sleeping that changes everything?
The surprising truth is that many people sleep on their side in a way that quietly works against their body. The neck often bends too far up or down, straining the muscles for hours. The hips can twist out of line and press into the lower back, creating the stiffness many blame on aging. Even the airway can narrow if the head tilts just a little the wrong way. Most seniors never notice it because the discomfort only shows up in the morning.
It is incredible how easily those little misalignments sneak in. I hear so many patients say they had no idea their own posture was the cause of their pain.
What makes this so challenging is that the body quietly adapts to the wrong shape without giving any warning. People fall asleep feeling fine, yet their spine spends hours under slow, steady strain. This means that with time, the joints begin to protest, and the soft tissues lose their ability to recover by morning. That is when people wake up tired, tight, or sore, even after a full night's sleep.
It is humbling to realize how much discomfort might be avoided if people simply knew how to place their body.
And the hopeful part is that this problem has a very simple solution once you understand where the pressure comes from. It does not require special equipment or complicated routines. One small change can turn a harmful position into one of the safest and most restorative ways to sleep.
That is reassuring. I think everyone wants to know the one simple change that actually helps. So, doctor, how do they get this position right?
Well, the beauty of fixing side sleeping is that it begins with the neck. When the head is supported at the right height, the spine settles into a straight, peaceful line that relaxes the muscles through the night. A pillow that is too high or too low forces the neck to work while you sleep. So finding that gentle middle space makes an immediate difference. Once the neck is aligned, the rest of the body follows more easily. Then we give the hips and lower back a gift by placing a soft pillow between the knees.
It is remarkable how something that small can change the entire experience of sleep. People often tell me they feel the pressure melt away almost instantly.
The moment the knees are separated, the hips rotate back into their natural position. The lower back can finally rest without twisting, and that alone prevents so much of the morning stiffness people struggle with. All of this works even better when the shoulder relaxes forward slightly, allowing the chest and airway to stay open. When these pieces come together, side sleeping becomes one of the safest and most restorative positions after 60.
I love that, because it makes the whole idea feel so doable. Anyone listening right now can try this tonight and feel a difference.
And once the body has experienced what proper support feels like, it begins to seek it out naturally. That is the quiet wisdom of aging that many people forget.
That is a hopeful thought, and I think people will feel encouraged by it. It makes me wonder how many seniors could find new comfort just by resting in a more natural shape. But we are not done yet. Tell me, doctor, is there another position that offers similar support in a different way?
There is, and that is lying on the back. In this posture, the weight of the body spreads evenly across the mattress, so no single joint is forced to carry the night alone. The spine settles into a long, quiet line when the surface beneath it is firm enough to hold its shape. Many seniors feel a deep sense of ease, because the breath can move through the chest without any twisting or compression.
I can picture that so clearly. There is something peaceful about imagining the body resting without pressure pulling it in every direction.
For many older adults, back sleeping feels like the closest thing to floating. The shoulders relax, the hips do not have to rotate, and the muscles that guard the spine during the day finally soften. Even the neck benefits when the head is supported gently, because it no longer has to fight gravity from an angle. This is one reason some people wake with fewer headaches or less tension when they sleep this way.
I can see why so many people might find comfort in that openness and gentle symmetry.
And when the airway stays clear in this position, the breath deepens in a slow and natural rhythm. This gives the heart and lungs a quiet moment to work without strain. But there is an important detail here that many people overlook, and it can change the entire experience of sleeping on the back.
That makes me curious because it sounds like this posture can be healing but also sensitive to small mistakes. So what do you mean?
Back sleeping can be very supportive, but it has a fragile side many seniors overlook. When the jaw relaxes too much, the airway narrows and snoring disrupts the rhythm of rest. The tongue can fall backward if the head is misaligned, leading to brief breathing pauses. The stomach may also shift and push acid upward, causing the reflux many blame on their diet. And if the lower back arches, it places a quiet strain on the spine that appears the moment they stand up.
I hear that so often in my clinic. People wake up feeling sore or unrested and never connect it to the way their body settles during the night.
That arch in the lower back is especially common with age, because the muscles that support the pelvis loosen over time. The legs fall flat, the hips rotate, and the spine lifts instead of resting. The body tries to compensate, but it cannot fight gravity for hours without consequence. That is when breathing changes at night and morning discomfort becomes familiar. But the good news is that all of this can be eased with a simple adjustment.
That is reassuring to hear, because these are problems people face every single night without knowing there is an alternative.
But now there is, and it does not require a complicated solution or expensive tools. Even one small change can completely change how the body feels on the back. And this is where many seniors find unexpected relief that surprises them.
So what is that first step they can take to make this posture safe again?
I find the most powerful adjustment is placing a soft pillow under the knees. This simple shift tilts the pelvis back into a neutral position so the lower spine can relax instead of arching all night. Once the pelvis settles, the rest of the back follows and the muscles finally let go. Many seniors feel relief the moment their legs are supported. Then we offer the neck the same kindness by choosing a pillow that keeps the head aligned with the chest rather than lifting it too high.
It is amazing how often people assume discomfort is complicated when it is usually something this simple. I see so many older patients breathe easier the moment their head and knees are supported correctly.
And know that elevation can also help more than most people expect. When the upper body is raised just a little, gravity stops pulling the airway downward and the chest can expand without resistance. This gentle lift can also calm reflux because the stomach settles below the throat instead of pressing upward. And when all of this comes together, the back finally has a chance to decompress instead of fighting the mattress.
That gives people such a straightforward way to protect their comfort at night. It feels empowering to know relief can come from something this easy.
The body remembers support more quickly than people realize. Once it experiences proper alignment, it begins to search for that balance every time you lie down. However, John, this is where many seniors accidentally sabotage their progress without knowing it.
What do you mean? That people fall asleep in all kinds of positions they never planned to use?
Correct. The most silent trouble comes from the places where people never plan to fall asleep. Many seniors drift off in a recliner because it feels easy, but the angle pushes the head forward and narrows the airway in a way the body cannot fix. On a couch, the neck often bends sharply backward or sideways, straining the spine and forcing the muscles to work all night. Even the lower back rounds into a shape that compresses the discs instead of letting them rest. These positions feel harmless because sleep comes quickly, but the body pays for it for hours afterward.
I hear this all the time. People wake up thinking something is wrong with them when it was the chair or couch that put their body into a shape it could never recover from overnight.
What surprises many older adults is how easily the head drops when the body relaxes. When the chin falls toward the chest, the airway narrows and the brain receives less oxygen, even if the person never wakes. If the head tilts backward, the neck can lock into a painful curve that lasts into the morning. These small moments of misalignment create the stiffness people feel from their very first step. The problem is not the nap. It is the posture that steals the body's chance to heal.
That makes me think a lot about how many people fall asleep unintentionally throughout the day without realizing the cost it brings.
It is more common than most people imagine. Comfort pulls them in, and the body seeks rest wherever it can find it. But there is a very simple way for someone to tell if their sleep posture is helping them or hurting them.
If there is a quick way to test whether their posture is right, I think many listeners would try it immediately. What does that simple check look like? And how can someone use it to understand what their night did to them?
John, the body gives its answer the moment you wake up. If you feel tension along the sides of your neck, it means the head was tilted in a way the spine could not support during the night. If the lower back feels tight or heavy, that tells us the pelvis was pulled into a strained position for hours. And if there is any numbness in the hands or feet, it often means circulation was restricted while you slept. These small signals reveal the truth faster than any sleep study.
I love how clear that is. Anyone listening could check those things tomorrow morning without any effort.
Another sign is the way you take your first breath in the morning. If the chest feels stiff or the breath is shallow, the airway was likely compressed during the night. If you rise slowly because your hips feel locked or your shoulders ache, your body is telling you it was not supported well. These early moments are a quiet report card, revealing how your night shaped your day before anything else begins.
That is one of the most empowering ideas of this entire episode.
Yes, it brings people back into partnership with their own healing. They do not have to guess or hope. Their body will show them what changed and what still needs attention.
That really puts things into perspective. I think people will feel encouraged to notice those early signals differently now. So once someone realizes their posture is causing those signs, what mindset should they carry as they begin to change it?
John, the key mindset is gentleness. The aging body improves with small patient changes, not force. Many seniors try to fix everything at once, but healing comes from simple adjustments. I once worked with a woman in her 80s who changed her mornings by shifting just one pillow. She learned that consistency, not perfection, is what truly helps the body recover.
That's such a reassuring way to think about it. So many people feel overwhelmed by change, but the way you describe it makes everything feel doable and kind.
Aging is not a decline, John. It is a long conversation between the body and the life it has lived. So when people listen with curiosity instead of fear, they often find small answers that bring real comfort. I have seen older adults regain ease simply by allowing themselves to adapt. The body wants to heal. It only needs permission.
Hearing that is calming. It gives people hope that they can still influence how they feel.
Hope is powerful, John. When someone believes comfort is still possible, the body responds quickly. That is what I hope every listener carries with them tonight.
Thank you for joining us today, and to everyone still listening, please know that we really appreciate it if you leave the video with a comment and a thumbs up. Also check the next video we have picked out for you. See you there.